NGSS Dimension 1 deals with the science and engineering practices we hope our students to be able to develop. The first aspect is being able to ask questions for science and define problems for engineering. Anybody who's ever been to a science fair has noticed that there's a huge disparity between the quality of the questions or the nature of the problems that are the basis for the science fair projects. And generally speaking, the students that win have parents in science or industry or education who know how to develop good questions and define good problems. It's very difficult for students to develop these skills, yet we believe that the CSCS gives a vehicle for helping to develop those kinds of skills. One advantage of the CSCS approach is it allows you to see into the minds of students as they start to respond to questions. In this case, just having students brainstorm potential research questions. And so you can do some discussion before they get too involved in the project. So in this CSCS activity, students are given the opportunity to refine research questions. So, for example, here they're given the basic format in terms of what is the effect of an independent variable on a dependent variable in a subject at certain conditions, or what is the relationship of an independent variable to a dependent variable in a subject at certain conditions. Now, with this structure, students can perhaps develop better questions. So, for example, here, if they wanted to do something with plants or with protozoa or with bacteria or fungi, they could investigate potential independent variables there. So we're going to look at some potential independent variables with respect to plants. And so let's say that they were looking here in terms of, okay, how about if we changed the temperature, okay, the temperature of the environment on plants. Well, what might we look for? We can go back here and say, okay, we might look for a change in a dependent variable. So let's say temperature effect on, let's say, growth response. Perhaps maybe it's phototropism or just its net growth. And then you'd say, okay, we need to define now a subject. And so they could go to subjects and look here and say, well, that might be good to do in maybe something like sunflower. So they look for the effect of temperature on growth of sunflower. And then, of course, they have to specify other conditions. And as the results come in, you can see the improvement in the quality of the questions that are being asked. And it gives students an opportunity to examine each other's questions and reflect on their own.